You are listening to the Women Surfing in New Jersey podcast series with Fiona Mullen, with talk on recent swells and all-around life as women in the water. Welcome to the first episode of Women Surfing in New Jersey. Today I'm here with Stephanie Zoppi, a Long Branch local surfer. Stephanie has been surfing for over 10 years, all while getting her degree at Monmouth University, working as a waitress, substitute teaching at various schools, and now a full-time middle school art teacher. Surfers do not always live the pure nomadic lifestyle, just surfing all the time and making enough money to get by. Many surfers are parents, students, or just have full-time jobs that take up a lot of their time. Surfing can become a type of therapy and de-stressor for many people. Psychology Today talks about how surfing has been proved to help heal the body and brain from the effects of PTSD. A recent documentary called Resurface sheds light on the impact surfing has on wounded troops. The filmmaker, Josh Eisenberg, is a surfer and talks about the 5 ways surfing can help heal PTSD and other diseases for the same reason. The ways include that the ocean has the ability to wash away negative emotions since the ocean is so much larger than anyone's existence. Surfing also puts people into a zone. It requires a singular focus that takes your mind off everything else. It's also a familiar adrenaline rush that many of the troops are used to from serving in combat. And lastly, the physical exhaustion from a day of surfing makes you sleep better at night, preventing insomnia. This is a great example of how surfing can help troops, but surfing has been seen to help so many other types of people. Other sources, such as the New York Times and the Inertia, have mentioned it helping various types of people with different disabilities and mental struggles. It's an experience that can just never be found on land. Maybe one day doctors will start prescribing a surf lesson instead of heavy medications to improve people's mental state. Now let's talk about the ladies in the water. New Jersey is not the first place people think of when it comes to surfing. Shockingly enough, there's a good amount of year-round surfers right here at home, although most of the local surf community consists of men.
Get the best barrels ever, dude.
It's pretty rare to see a girl out in the water, especially wearing a 5mm wetsuit in the dead of winter. This small population of avid women surfers in New Jersey is on the rise. In this podcast, I want to shed light on these women and their thoughts on surfing in a male-dominated community.
We could let this love be the fading sky. We could drift all night with a new sunrise. Pass me a drink.
In this episode, Stephanie is going to give us some insight on how she has kept surfing all these years as a busy student and now a full-time teacher, as well as her thoughts on surfing as a type of therapy. Thanks for coming on the show, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with telling me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from and how long have you been surfing for?
I'm from Long Branch, New Jersey, and I've been surfing for about 12 years.
So being a girl in the water, would you say it's hard to surf in these male-dominated crowds?
It's definitely challenging to surf in a male-dominated lineup, but you kind of just have to get out there and prove yourself, and have fun.
I think any girl would agree that it's pretty challenging. But now I want to get into how you balance a surfing lifestyle back when you were in school and also now as a full-time teacher.
That's a really good question because when I was back in school, I was taking a lot of credits and it was really hard to balance my surfing time and my school life, but I made it work. I kind of just make sure that I have my weekends free. I'm a weekend warrior now. I get out there on the weekends and it's good enough for me. It's kind of like medicine for me. I have to make sure I get out there.
You're right, it is like medicine. There's been studies out there that have shown surfing can help alleviate mental disorders such as PTSD and depression. Would you say surfing helps your mental state and can almost work as therapy?
Oh, absolutely. If I didn't have surfing, I don't know what I would do. It really helps alleviate my stress load. I'd have to say, if I didn't have surfing, I would be on some sort of medicine.
Any last advice or words of wisdom to the woman out there looking to pick up surfing in New Jersey?
I would say to just get out there and charge. Find a surf buddy, ideally a girl, another girl. It'll make you feel more comfortable in the water in a male-dominated crowd, and you're going to have more fun with a friend. So that would be my advice.
Thanks for talking with me today, Stephanie. Keep up all the great things you're doing. For the listeners, join me next week to hear more about the women's surf scene here in New Jersey. I will be talking to Lori Tobia, a Belmar native, an avid surfer, and artist. Lori has traveled the world painting murals and surfing all types of waves. Until then, happy surfing.